Hey folks, Todd here. Today we're going to install the RetraxPRO XR from RealTruck on this 2024 Ford Ranger. The tools we'll be using for this installation are a ratchet with T30 and T40 Torx bits, 10mm, 13mm, and 9/16 wrenches, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, so we're going to start off on the driver's side at the front end of the bed, just behind the cab. We're going to install our bracket first. The bracket's going to go to this location, so it's going to be using this hole on the top of our bulkhead and also this hole in the side of the bed cap. Now, you may have a factory fastener there. Just remove that fastener. Ours is already gone. Then we'll also be using one of the larger bolts in our kit. It's an M8 bolt with a washer. Go down through the top, and then on the bottom, we've got an M8 flange nut that's going to fasten it from the bottom. On this one right here, we're going to be using the smaller M6 bolt with M6 washer, and then on the back side, we're going to use an M6 flange nut. Now the tools we're using here with the Torx bolt up top, we're going to be using a T40 Torx bolt along with a 13mm wrench on the bottom. And for this one, we're going to be using a T30 Torx along with a 10mm for the flange nut. All right, so let's go ahead and put that together. Okay, for our rear bracket location, we're going to use this threaded hole here that's already there from the factory, along with this hole in the side of the bed cap. We're going to use the smaller M6 with M6 washer to go through this hole, and again on the back side, the M6 nut. And on this side, we're going to be using the M6 with the M6 washer and just go right into the threaded hole and tighten that down with a T30. And then with that, we'll be using the T30 on the bolt and the 10mm on the nut. All right, now go ahead and repeat the same steps for the front rear bracket on the passenger side. All right, next what we're going to do is install our bulkhead seal. Now, on the bottom side, we've got the red 3M tape that's going to adhere to the top of the bulkhead. I've already gone ahead and wiped down this bulkhead with some isopropyl rubbing alcohol. You want to do that first. You want it to go in this orientation like this, and you want this surface to be nice and even with the vertical surface of the bulkhead. We're going to go all the way from one side to the other. We're going to peel that away, stick it in place, and work it to the opposite side. All right, now let's go ahead and assemble our cover. All right, now to assemble our cover, the first thing we want to do is open up this cover right here, and we've got a key lock. We're going to take the key out of our kit and unlock that and press this button where we're unlatching the cover. Next, we want to do is remove this shipping lock and also this tube from the spiral. We're going to do this on both sides. We're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver here and then just pull this right out. So next what we're going to do is take one of our rails, again make sure this latch is undone, and we're going to feed this rail, the channel of this rail right here, into the cover, and then we're going to line up this hole to this hole right here and this hole to this hole right here. And the rail is going to go to the inside of the canister. We also want to make sure the cover is pulled out just a little bit. Now that our holes are lined up, what we're going to do is use the silver Phillips head screws in our kit and fasten them to the rail through the canister cover. And these will be tightened to 32 inch-pounds. All right, repeat the same on the opposite side. Next, what we want to do is find our canister cover. It looks just like this. You'll notice on the front there's a large flap seal that goes towards the cab. So this is going to slide right underneath the rail. It's going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Then what we're going to do, once we got all that lined up, we're going to use our black Allen head screws and tighten that down using the included Allen wrench. We're going to tighten it up to 32 inch-pounds. All right, next what we're going to do is go ahead and drop back, and then latch it in place. That way it doesn't shift while you're carrying it. And then get the help of a friend to lift it up and set it into the bed of the truck. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take this spacer that we removed whenever we're assembling the cover, and this portion of the spacer is the actual spacer part. It's an 1/8 inch thick. What we're going to do is close the tailgate and then move the cover back to where this part of the rail is 1/8 of an inch away from the tailgate. We're going to do that on both sides. All right, now that we have the cover aligned where we want it, we can go ahead and lower the tailgate again, and we're going to go ahead and install our clamps. Now, before we just install our clamps, we're going to first install some spacers. They're going to go in line with where these adjustment screws are. We're going to install our clamps. The clamp's going to fit in this side here, this side behind the metal flange, and we're going to tighten that up with a 9/16 to 6.7 foot-pounds, and then we're going to adjust our standoffs. We're going to go ahead and tighten our jam nut down to 6.7 foot-pounds. Repeat the same on the other 3 clamps. All right, next what we're going to do is install our drain tubes. Now, before we install the drain tubes, you want to first make sure you move the protective coating off of the canister. I've already done that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to find a location to route the drain tube out the bed of the truck. We've got some kickouts in the Ranger. They've already got some holes drilled in it. You can either drill a hole in those kickouts, you can completely remove the kickout and just route the drain tube out that way. What we'll do is we'll run the drain tube out, then we'll bring it up to the hole in the bottom of the canister, push in and turn, and it'll snap right into place. We're going to do that on both sides. All right, now we can go ahead and close the cover, test the operation. Perfect. Well, it's just that simple, and that concludes the installation.